What's up, everybody? This is Sean, aka Katsuketi here, just with another intro for part 2 of what was supposed to be the Beast Machines review. We'll tell you what, folks, this is the Beast Machines review. So just in case you didn't know that it was split, first part is actually going to be under our Gquuuuuux special. You'll see it there. I believe it's Gquuuuuux episode 7. And, yeah, so same warning as before. There were some audio glitches on this one under somebody's track, so you'll hear a little bit of thumping every now and then, and when you do, just know that I was able to correct the alignment for said track. That way everything can sound normal. So you're going to hear that from time to time, but otherwise it's still very listenable. So thanks for listening, everyone. Big mega, but not huge.
All right. So thank you for that ad, citizen.
I mean, you were part of it, so...
I'm allowed to thank myself. I'm working on it.
I mean, technically, it wasn't you. You were playing another person who sounds like you, but wasn't.
Oh, this is gonna get real meta and real weird, isn't it?
The only person who was me was me.
Oh, the only person who was you was you.
Yes.
I am him, and
one?
you are he.
Are you?
Are you sure that you're the only you? We're borrowing from Silent Hills.
I mean, I am until in the mirror, and then that guy winks at me every once in a while. It's weird.
Yeah.
The good news is, if you wink at yourself, you can't tell because your eyes closed, so you missed it.
About that.
Anywho,
is that just
speaking of winking at your reflection, we watched a show called Beast Wars, and then it led to a reflection of sorts in a show called Beast Machines, with a terrible
I thought
title.
you were going to talk about Beast Wars 2. I've completely watched that.
Oh, you watched the wrong show? Good. So let's not talk about Beast Wars.
Wait. So
second.
we're going to talk about the fact that somebody didn't watch Beast Machines all the way through? Is that what we're going to do? Please tell me.
Okay, maybe we should perhaps air that first. There appears to be a grievance
Paul, you
involved.
are a motherfucker.
There it is. It bothers him so much.
I accept my
You
my
accept your fate. You volunteer as tribute.
You anger me
Not
so
volunteers,
goddamn
but-
much.
but
You anger me more than my buddy Christian, who, I used to host Toku for Two with. You anger me more than him.
Now it's
and
just
just
Toku
know,
for
that's a
you.
lot. Well, no, I actually have something called Toku for Two plus you. So,
Oh, dang it.
yeah, nice try.
Trying so hard. Dang it.
That's a sub-series.
Yeah, he's big into subs.
Make sure to sub to Toku for Two. But anyways.
Shameless plug. All of that rage just to plug another show. Anywho.
I mean, to be fair, considering the other ad that we just played, that's going twice.
I
right
mean,
there.
yeah, that does make... Yeah, that's fair. I would like to talk about the Machines of Beast that we did, at least mostly, watch, and we'll just get this out of the way. It is technically a sequel to Beast Wars. It will not feel like a sequel for very long. You'll pretty much get to episode 2, and you'll be like, this is very different, and it is.
I'm gonna say this right now. Season 1 itself, Season 1 does not feel like a sequel. Season 2
No.
feels more like a sequel.
So this is a retrospective. Obviously, we're not going to delve deeply into everything for the show. We have also discussed it a little bit before.
We're not gonna shit on it.
No, because the fandom, I think, are still doing that, which is okay, guys. It's been like 20 years. It's okay.
So, okay, just to interject, I'm so sorry. After I finished watching it, I ended up going on to Google. I'm like, so why do people hate Beast Machines?
Oh, boy.
And there are multiple Reddit threads about it.
I'm sure.
But what's interesting about these particular threads is that you do get your stragglers who say, you know what? I loved it. You got the random people who actually explain why they loved it. And I'm like, why are you wrong about these things?
Wow. Okay, well, we know which side Sean's on. Why are you incorrect?
Well, no. Hang on. The thing that I was going to say that they were wrong about was Rhinox, but...
No, don't... Okay, well, you know what? It took 3 watchings, but say what you're going to say, and then we'll have discussion.
No, let's just discuss, because obviously, again, I'm not shitting on it. I like this show.
You do.
I grew up hating this show
It's very easy.
because of the said things that I don't that that we're going to talk about that I don't
Yeah.
like. But honestly, by the end, I do like this show. Do I love it?
No.
No. Do I like it?
I will say that
Yes.
we love Beast Wars a lot more, I think. I know personally I can rewatch Beast Wars and I really like it. It just makes me like it more. Machines I have to put in
Yes.
effort. And I can. And it's not bad. This is probably my best run through of the show. It took me essentially 3 tries because I watched it once many years ago, did not like it. Watched it a second time about a year ago, and it irked me greatly, but I the whole thing and I had my problems with it. The third time, I think because it's been so long since I've watched Beast Wars, my brain was able to partly separate it because it just treating them as sequels is not correct. I don't care if that's how they wrote them, but after the first few episodes, it's very clear that they were making choices, and even if they didn't realize, because I understand that the writing process does work like this sometimes, where you have an idea of where you think the story's going to go, and then as you write, you realize that doesn't make sense for what I'm doing. That doesn't quite like play out. The way that I'm writing these characters now doesn't work with that, so you change your plan. I get that. But I don't see this truly as a sequel in the writing and how it feels. It is a sequel by the sheer fact that it is directly after and it follows the events of the original Beast Wars. It is a sequel in that you can read the bullet points of Beast Wars, the bullet points of this, and they lead into each other. Beyond that, it kind of isn't. They changed the art style and they changed the way that everything is put together. They keep the voice actors, but everything else is different. They heavily alter the writing of characters. They heavily change how they interact with each other. They try to give reasons for it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But they also make some other choices as the show goes on that I actually wish they had gone a little farther with. The show sits in a precarious place for me because this is the first time, I'm going to be honest, that I think I've been able to get through the whole thing and appreciate a lot of what it does really well. That first episode, by the way,
I'm so glad you got through the whole thing.
just he's not letting that go like a dog with a
You know
bone.
what? I could have just not comment. I could not gone on this and just let you.
I did kick
do
you out
me.
multiple times
So
beforehand, so don't forget that.
It's a very
oh
abusive
yeah,
Discord
yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
But I respect. I respect and I care about your podcast because I know your people would love hearing my sultry tone. So
I can't wait for Ryan to
don't
comment and
deprive
say
them.
how much he wants to shit down your
I mean,
throat.
it's a compliment, but it's also weird. Anywho, the
Jeez, now feel really
I believe that it
insecure.
took 3 runs of this show for me to finally give it a shot. I I really like episode
So,
1. If you two want to, it's only episode 1, just that one. Go back and rewatch it with your knowledge of how the show ends and how it all fits together, and keep that in your head as you watch it. The fucking first episode is wild in how much it references the entire.
it's honestly really good.
It's the first episode is phenomenal, and the first episode references so much of the major themes of the rest of the show. It has like the cinematography, the way the episode is put together. If the entire show had been that for 26 episodes, it probably would have gotten that season 3. I don't know what happened. She experienced a lot of strife for many reasons, and I'm just going to say it. Also, Hasbro, or whatever major corporation, which would have been Hasbro at the time because they own Transformers,
Hmm.
they are not the best ones to work for. Hasbro will walk into the writing room and tell the staff what to do on their properties. They have done it on multiple shows, regardless of how wildly successful the show is. They will walk in, tell them, you're doing XYZ in the next 2 months, period, non negotiable, and then slide a piece of paper across the table, walk out of the room, and that's what you're doing. That's not a choice. You have to. So,
Just to
regardless.
interject there, they did do that with the quote unquote Power Rangers reboot that was going to happen with Netflix.
Hmm.
And there
Oh my
is
God, trash.
the lead writer who was like, think he was actually the showrunner. He had this full idea of making basically Tommy the focal point for multiversal Rangers, and
Like,
Hasbro basically put the kibosh on it.
because he was on multiple shows in multiple like seasons, and he was like the hard outside. People knew him the best, like fans, and that would be the
Mm-hmm.
easiest way to draw everyone in.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they also got kickback from Zaban,
I
because
mean,
he did break.
Saban didn't
No,
do. They don't have any stake in Power Rangers anymore.
Nope, they sold it all off.
okay. Well, I do know that he broke a lot of their rules
Oh yeah,
after the final
he
after
disappears times throughout the history of the franchise, and that's probably mostly, like with many of the actors, a fallout between how crappily Saban treated its actors and probably did the entire time, and the actors who are like, no, F you, I'm done with this. I can't take this kind of treatment anymore. I'm
Right.
leaving.
But that's a whole other thing that we really don't need to get into on this one.
yeah.
It's a
At
toku
least with regards to
thing.
Hasbro, Hasbro basically is they're for the lack of a better term, they're control freaks.
Oh yeah, they have what they want, and they have what their plans. You, as the person writing a show, fit into their project, which is much larger than them, and you do what they say because they need it for XYZ, and it's not a choice. You're part of the marketing. You're not the beginning point of this chain. You're in the middle of it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's just what you do, and it sucks
Sounds like Netflix.
because it does break like the writing in some shows, and it forces things to change, and I'm sure that happened here too, because they do that. The Hasbro are very hands-on. They don't hand a project to somebody and let them do whatever. They tell you what to do. That's just how it works. They accept that when you work on it. It's sad because Beast Wars had run for so long and was quite popular, and Beast Machines, it's really clear, had a lot going on. It pretty much had to behind the scenes because, again, episode one is phenomenal. There are parts of that episode you can point to and be like, and this is where all of these major themes from the entire show are represented in 15 minutes. It's amazing to see that much work put in so hard so early. And then it just kind of does its
So
thing over the next two seasons.
to talk about the first episode for a second,
Okay.
obviously you mentioned that the
Well,
art is
let me pull out some notes because I very specifically had these things occur to or
okay.
come to me as I was watching it. So the opening shot is the central conflict. Period. You have a lone flower rising from a crack in the ground with light shining from inside the crack as Optimus sprints toward the camera, narrowly missing a Tankor unit, which callously runs over the flower without noticing and continues to hunt him. That is literally the entire plot of the show in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Right
you're
there.
about
That's
right.
the entire show. That is literally the whole show. That is the world that you thought Cybertron was being apart with a new direction growing, and then the old order of the machine trying to trample it and get rid of it as a frightened and terrified person who sits as a focal point runs from the machine attempting to exert control over everything. It's literally the entire show expressed in 2 minutes. It's kind of amazing. I don't know how they managed that so early, but props to you.
Yeah. So
The
I was gonna say, so the funny thing about the artwork that you mentioned earlier is that yeah, it does have different art, but they still use the same animal assets that they had at least at first for
yes,
all the Autobots that you see on or Autobots. Wow,
yes. They
all
also
Maximals that you see on
they
screen.
they also don't tell you why that happened for a while. They maintain that as a mystery for several episodes before finally explaining why they look like that, because that isn't how they looked at the end of the last series.
Yep, and the way that they find that whole explanation episode also really good, even though it led to some of
Eh,
one of the weaker
some
arcs.
some
I actually
reveals
really
not
like
the
that
greatest.
episode. Okay, if we're talking about Waspinator,
Okay, no, the Waspinator reveal,
I
the
enjoy
only
that.
that
problem
was
with the
fantastic.
Waspinator reveal is the fact that they didn't go harder. I wanted him to
Yeah.
either stay Waspinator or for the rest of the show to be him like glitching between Waspinator and Thrust, glitching
That would have
between
been perfect.
competence and total idiot. I really wanted
That
that
would
to
have been
happen.
perfect.
Oh, it would have been
Yes.
so good. Just in the middle of him
Oh
talking,
man.
and that's why and then he gets hit in the head with a piece of metal and gets up. Waspinator cannot fly, and then like
Yeah.
falls off a cliff or something.
Waspinator can't
Yeah.
fly.
And just it's really stupid. I fuck it. That's one of those
I
things.
loved his explanation why he was there. I loved his explanation on why he was there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the humans hated him and then
Yeah.
got rid of him, and then
Yep.
he floated for thousands of years.
Yeah, he floated real time from when they went back to when before the Transformers woke up on Earth, he floated real time thousands/millions of years across space and then crashed onto Cybertron right around when Megatron showed
Yep.
up and turned into Thrust. Oh my god. He got Starscreamed so
He
hard.
did, which is funny because Starscream inhabited his body before,
He did, because they're both treated in the world of Beast Wars the same
like
way.
shit.
Yes,
I
they are
will say-
treated like absolute garbage.
I will say, is it Jetstream? Or
Jetstorm.
Jetstorm. Jetstorm.
Jetstorm.
Jetstorm had the best dad joke one-liners.
Oh,
Like,
I did not realize until this run
love
how
them.
much I love Jetstorm and how much I miss him when he goes away. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I really like Jetstorm. Like, he's really fun.
Okay,
He loves his job, and his job is blowing things up.
so
Yep.
He really likes to try to kill people,
It's funny-
and he lets you know.
it's funny that you
Yes.
mention his one-liners, but there are certain ones that are strictly real-world based that make no
Oh, yeah.
sense. Like the fucking
it's-
Monopoly joke.
There's a whole bunch of references in the show that make absolutely no sense. But Beast Wars also took those. They were
Not
just
as
a little
hard,
more coy
not as
about it.
hard, But
But
yeah, I
in
do
this
remember
one,
that.
they reference like modern pop culture from Earth, and they say things that are Earth phrases, which make no sense because they were on Earth before our civilization even existed. And then they were gone, and then they're on Cybertron way after our civilization has turned to dust.
Right.
So
But,
they're on two ends of a timeline, and humanity's existence is like a tiny little dot in the middle.
and they
Yep.
didn't encounter that tiny little dot.
No, they have no
It's
idea
the
what that
big
dot
thing.
is. All they know is there was a species that they really needed to not be totally murdered because they're like, we need those not to die because those will turn into humans, and that's important for us to also exist in the timeline.
There are only
So-
two bots who could technically know anything relating to pop culture, and that would be Megatron or Dinobot.
Because he knows everything.
Megatron
Dinobot's
doesn't give a
dead.
shit. Exactly.
Nope.
Dinobot's dead.
Yeah, well, until the minor zombie moment at the very end of the show, like the episode before the last, where they wrecked a zombie body and they clearly used assets from Dinobot for part
Yes,
of
they
it.
did. That was actually kind of cool. Not
I
gonna
like
lie.
that because I'm like, that's a cute nod. That's a very like Easter eggy nod that has nothing to do with the show. It makes no sense why his body would be there. It's just for the fans to be like, hey, look, we kind of sort of did a Dinobot thing, and it's like, aw, and then he's dead.
Just for another trivia type thing. You know the wolf guy,
Yeah, Noble.
Noble, Savage Noble, whatever.
Yeah, those two.
That wolf body was used in an animated Casper movie done by Mainframe.
Holy fuck,
They
really?
reused
I
that
thought it was-
body.
That is an
familiar.
asset of a
I
werewolf?
thought it was so familiar.
They reused
Yeah.
they reused his body as an asset for a werewolf at the
Holy
beginning of a
fuck.
Casper movie.
That's amazing. There's an Easter egg for you.
Yes, it was Casper in like the Ghoul Academy or
I've
something.
No,
never
I think it was
seen it.
Casper's
He goes to,
Haunted
like,
Christmas.
I thought it was because it looked like one of the things. that they
Motherfucker, I
showed
looked
in-
it up.
Oh, okay.
That's
I could
right.
have swore it was in that.
Be a
in the one where
bitch.
he goes to the ghoul school.
No, it wasn't
to
that
be a
one.
Ghost. Oh.
No, but
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as I really like that start. Again, it took me 3 runs of this show to get through it because it's really hard to go from Beast Wars to Beast Machines. Not for me, for some people it is, but not because of the art style and the animation. That doesn't affect me in that way. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. It's okay. But what got me was the writing. They changed so many of the characters so hard, and the ways that they changed them aren't like they make sense somewhat, but I feel like they lost some of the luster for a few of them. And I know I don't want to be too negative, but the one thing, which is just a general rule, that I know that I don't enjoy about Beast Machines is there's a lot of episodes where characters are just really, really mean for like sometimes no reason.
All right.
And
yeah.
it just
okay.
drives the plot.
So we're definitely gonna get into this. I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I want to list the top 3 things that I did not like about this show.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. The first one is Night Scream. Just in
Wow,
general.
whole character?
Oh,
Just in general.
Jeez, dude.
you know
I
what?
get
I'm
it,
gonna
but
admit,
also
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree. I feel like they were trying to create a new Cheetor
they were.
with Night Scream, but they completely
He's
overshot the mark.
insufferable.
So
And I literally looked up a little synopsis for it, and they're like, "Oh, Night Scream is supposed to be their version of John Connor from Terminator 2."
Ew.
an insufferable teenager, because that's basically what they wrote.
Yeah,
I mean, they got it right. He is
and I'm like,
kind of an
yeah,
annoying
no,
teenager.
John Connor in Terminator 2, yeah, he was an annoying kid, but the reason that movie was great was because he was only in it so far, and most of his scenes were put into a box. You could literally fast forward.
You can
through
delete him
his
from that
scenes.
movie
Yeah,
and just
there would be-
look
Well,
everything else,
even
and
then,
that's what people are there
John
for.
Connor, throughout that movie, ended up becoming a little bit more bearable as time went on because he was going through everything. He's like, oh shit, maybe I need to wise up and actually do the things that I need to do. Night Scream is just insufferable from the beginning until the end, until he manages to get a pet, and then that pet dies.
And then it doesn't?
That doesn't.
No, it died.
No, Noble comes
No?
back.
And then it came back.
No, it's sacrificed,
No.
remember?
Oh, and then they kill it again. It dies.
I thought he was
Technically, it
still
dies
alive.
twice.
No. Because Megatron was it, and then
Yeah.
Megatron was noble. Then they pull the spark out, and it
Right.
dies, quote unquote. And then it
back.
comes
oh,
back
that's
to
right.
life
You didn't finish
as
the
just
episode. You
a.
didn't finish the series. You wouldn't know.
I was
Motherfucker,
trying
I'm
not
pretty
to do
sure
that.
I saw.
You didn't see him die. It's literally like the third to last episode.
Oh,
It's
okay.
one of the last episodes.
Also, what
he
fucking
legit
what?
dies.
That thing was. I'm sorry. I have no consideration for Night Scream at all, other than whenever he's on the screen, I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh!" So this
I want
is
someone
where
to
the
punch
dudes,
him.
the
Yeah.
guys from Panic of the Disco, got their hairstyle from.
It's bad.
Because that's all I could think of, and he just.
It is just a scene haircut, which is fine. It was of the time. It's very early 2000s,
that's-
And I'm sorry.
but also it
That's
was
the first
meaningless.
thing that I don't like. The
And I'm
second,
sorry. We already have Rat Trap and Cheetor still acting like a child
Okay.
throughout the entire thing. We don't need another fucking child.
again, let me dive into that. The second thing I don't like is what you already mentioned before, Will. I can accept it to a degree because of the reformatting, but
Yes, that can explain
they
some
go
of it.
too far with it. All the characters are
Yeah.
needlessly rude as fuck and mean to each other. They were not like that when on Beast Wars. Like, even Black Arachnia at her worst in Beast Wars was not as awful as she was in this.
No, and they go past the point of you all this stress and trauma to just making them unlikable. Like, you can't be that way all the time in like multiple episodes and expect the audience to still connect. You're going to create some friction. And these are the things we don't like, but I do want to end on a positive note and go over some of the stuff that we really do like. But that is the thing that at the heart of it is why it's hard for me to get through the show. I don't like characters being mean, and half the time it's just to drive the plot
Like
forward
that
where you're
Rat
just
Trap
developing,
episode.
well, they were mean to each other like three, well, that whole episode is referred to as a nothing burger. Nothing happens. Literally, nothing you can cut the episode out and it's as if you watched the episode. That episode is not. That's not a good
No.
episode. It doesn't teach you anything. None of the characters learn anything. No growth occurs. There are no lasting repercussions. Nothing changes, and the next episode picks up, and you're just there.
They do that episode
You can skip
twice
it
if you think about
entirely.
it.
What was
The
the
one
other
where
time?
they all get infected with the bug.
Oh yeah, that episode doesn't go anywhere
But
either.
at least, well,
Yeah.
at least with the bug one, they understand that it's something.
It developed foreboding. That developed foreboding in that Megatron could influence them in ways beyond just shoot at them.
But
and you're like, oh, he's like legitimately
the
dangerous.
way that
like,
it was
this is a big
resolved
deal.
makes no sense either.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
No,
Teamwork?
because they did teamwork earlier and it still didn't work. So,
hmm
And then the last
It
thing,
was just-
No, it's just
the
yeah.
last thing that I don't like, and this is per tastes, I
Mm-hmm.
like the way that they initially the way that they initially transform. I do not like their looks. because everything
Really?
about them transforming is cool because it's like, oh shit, this is like, body horror a little bit because they're basically
Yeah, they
morphing.
they warp.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're physically like altering. Their bodies are like lengthening and twisting and turning.
Right.
It's not a machine rearranging. They're a bioorganic or bioorganic technology, whatever. Technorganic, that was the word. They are a technological and organic creature shifting its body to be different,
Right.
but maintaining roughly like the same mass.
But
They don't get too much. If they get taller, they're just standing on their legs.
But other than Silverbolt, who he's this whole other ball game. Other than Silverbolt, I do not like any of their designs in robot form.
Really? None
at
of
all.
them.
Mm-mm.
Huh.
Optimus does not look like an Optimus. He looks like a generic, random hero character.
Yeah, he does.
Cheetor,
He's a bit too general. I like his monkey mode more, personally. I really like his monkey
All their
form.
beast forms are really cool. I like their beast
yeah, those are
forms.
great.
say
They get
it-
across the techno-organic
Yeah.
vibe they went with. Their beast modes all
Optimus-
really get that.
Optimus's, it took me a while to get used to it because
yeah.
I'm used to seeing it from like head on, and anytime I see it from head on, I think he's an orangutan. I literally think they made
Which,
how
that's a
they
lot
have
of
the cutouts
inspiration. He's
on
like,
the necks.
I think he's supposed to be a silverback, but they clearly took
He's a
inspiration
silverback,
from
yeah.
more than one animal. Because they wanted to make them look alien. So they made them look kind of weird.
Yeah, Cheetor
But-
looks like Transmutate.
He looks like a dying cheetah. Because they like sucked in his midsection to the point like the rib cage is like pointy.
Oh, you're still talking about the beast mode. I mean his
Yeah.
robot mode. His robot mode makes him look like Transmutate.
Do you notice how long his legs are in robot mode? Like they're almost
I hate it.
they're almost like longer than they
hate
need
it.
to be.
Oh,
I like it.
I hate
Did
it.
you notice the first like 6 episodes where he's in his actual like robot mode that they could not animate his legs? They could not figure out how to do anything with his legs, and anytime you see animation for him, they are always shooting him from the waist up because I think the maquette that they had
They couldn't get it to bend
did
correctly.
not work with the legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that because they did get
'Cause
that did
you
improve
always
over
see
the
his-
course of the show. They got better at editing and they got more comfortable.
Because you can see literally with the
Season
reverse
2 is a
legs,
far better show than
with the
Season 1.
reverse joints, it didn't work.
Mm.
I don't think
Okay.
they could have figured out how to make him run. So they literally went to him just being either in a sprint position anytime they showed him
Yep.
moving, or just
Oh,
focus
when
on
you say
the
sprint,
arms
do you
moving.
mean with the
Oh,
the action
the
lines in the
action line-
background?
They did
Yes.
that a lot.
Oh my God.
That was they did that a lot in this show. If you don't like that, like there are people who don't like that at all in any show. This is not the show for
It
you
is
if that bothers
jarring.
you. If that's the thing
I'm
you don't like,
literally
you're
watching
not going to like this show.
I
I'm
didn't
literally
hate
watching
it.
it and going,
Mhm.
But it
"Oh
was
my gosh,
jarring.
I as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm watching the live action Speed Racer movie.
Like a
Speed
actual
Racer.
Literally.
like
Go Speed Race.
Saturday morning cartoon, right?
Yeah,
It was just,
yeah.
I will say that what I like about the show is after I think episode 10, they got into their artistic groove
hmm
where they had some amazing backgrounds and how they did things. It had this 2D animation / 3D animation going for it where it worked for some angles and for some things, but others it just gave it too much of something's falling through, something doesn't look right, and a lot of it is how they were doing it. But at the same time, I could not get past how any time anything bad happened, they would always reference, oh, but we fought in the Beast Wars. Oh, we fought in the Beast Wars. Oh, we fought in the Beast Wars. We fought in the Beast Wars. I'm like, motherfucker.
I thought you
This
were on
is
repeat
not-
there for a second.
They broke
It's
him. They
literally how it
broke him.
is. It's literally how
more
it
times.
is. Like every single few minutes, if shit was bad, they're like, "Oh, it wasn't this bad in the Beast Wars." Well, you guys fucked up in the Beast Wars by letting Megatron escape. I'm like,
You,
They didn't
and
really-
guess who was behind that all the fucking time? It was goddamn Night Scream.
Oh boy.
fucking Night Scream's a fucking bitch.
You guys did not do well. with
Anyway,
that.
season 2 is much
so
better.
anyway,
I had to look it up because I could have swore I recognized the voice actress for Botanica.
Okay,
which
so you did get up to her
so-
at least. Okay.
okay, Botanica's design. Can we talk about how great that is for a second?
Oh,
Which one?
gorgeous.
Both of them, both designs are
Both.
fucking cool. They're alien sentient plant
I
creature, and she has two modes. One that's more planty, and the other one's like transluciding creature.
Oh, did you notice the eyes? Did you notice her eyes?
She has heterochromia.
Yeah, but they flip.
Oh, when she transforms, they swap one side to the other.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
It's really fucking
I liked
cool.
her
I
reg-
literally
her
noticed. I saw that the first time. I was like, "Holy shit!"
I like
One
her
for
initial
her.
form, but I don't like the upgrade
She's too fucking broken.
Oh, where she's
until
transparent?
she's not.
You don't like the transparent version?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Again, it's basically the alternate forms that I just don't care for.
You prefer the
The only
beastie
one
mode.
that I legit liked was Silverbolt's. Silverbolt, I don't know why. It's just his actually almost felt like it fit because I equated his to Hawkmon from fucking Digimon.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, Hawkmon kind of looks like. Granted, they almost it looks like that they borrowed from like Native American Indians or whatever. He almost does kind of look like a ninja as well, and so the fact that he actually does turn into
Samurai.
Ninjamon later on, that makes a lot of sense. Or is it Shurimon? One or the other. I think it's Shurimon. Close enough. He's a ninja basically, and he's a ninja hawk. And Silverbolt is basically a ninja hawk.
It's a samurai hawk.
Close enough.
But yeah, I know I do get what you. I Silverbolt's. I don't know. I had a different opinion on Silverbolt. Silverbolt's robot form. I thought his head just always reminded me of a turkey.
So he's based
Like,
off
it's
of.
just a
I think he's
big.
based off of a condor. So the head would be lacking in feathers, but the neck has like plumage, very floofy. So I get why you see that. That does make sense.
And it just made me think of Andrew all the time because of the turkey gang by his parents.
Yeah, they used to. Yeah, they roamed the streets over there.
But yeah, I did enjoy. There were parts of it that I did enjoy. The art, after a while, the animation style I got used to it and and I got into it. It really if I felt like the first episode before they got their new forms, their techno-organic forms, I feel like the lighting was turned down very, very low on
So
all of them so that they could hide certain things.
the show did have a problem
But
with lighting for certain scenes, and
There's no
sometimes,
daylight.
well, one of the things I never really understood is why the world was bathed in perpetual night. Like, I get some of the episodes, but like the sun never rose, which was weird, and I didn't realize it until because they spend so much time on interior shots. I didn't realize until this run they literally don't have daylight, but they never tell you why. Like Megatron didn't permanently make it night or stop the planet from rotating. They just never go out during the day. I just because they don't want to be seen. But once they realize they're basically immune if they stay in a beastie mode,
Oh, you
why
know
not have
what?
a daylight
No,
episode?
there is one episode with daylight, and it's not just the end. It's the episode we all agree that we hate.
Oh, which what
The
the
rat trap
rat
one.
trap? Oh yeah, that's the only time they show the sunrise, and that's it. And
yeah,
it immediately ends because the light is out, so the show must be over. I
Yeah,
don't know
because
why they
the
never
whole
did
point of
daylight
that
shots.
episode is
Maybe it was a
Rat Trap
marketing
needing to
thing.
guard Megatron until
Yeah,
daylight.
and then as soon as the sun rose, they
all
stop and they end, and that's it. But like, there's no daylight episodes ever. I
Mm-mm.
don't know why. It's weird. It's just really specific. The whole show takes place at night or inside of a thing with no natural light. I don't know why. But should we
all
move on to more positive thoughts upon the show, or is there anything you guys
Absolutely.
would like to discuss?
I
I'm
thought I
good with
gave out a couple
positivity.
positive. I thought I gave
Yeah.
out a couple
Well,
positive.
your counterpoints also we talked about some of it. Sean and I were talking like reformatting explains some people losing it. There's pretty good explanations for like why Megatron doesn't act really like he does in Beast Wars. He comes off like a paranoid, crazy madman who's been alone for centuries and has just absolutely lost his mind because that's what he is now.
Has been.
He's a guy who's been alone for like hundreds of years and has taken away all other living things so that there's no dissenting opinion. His is the only opinion, therefore, his is the only one that matters, which is the logic of a madman, but at that point, that's all he is. and why over the course
You
of
know
the
what?
show he's just crazy. But not
I have a
fun
theory.
crazy. He was
I
fun crazy in Beast Wars. He's just crazy now.
know what? I have a theory, Sean. You can back me up on this.
Oh,
Probably not.
I
Go on.
feel
probably not, but continue.
I think when Megatron landed back on Cybertron, that the first Autobot he met, the first bot he met was Night Scream, and after spending an hour with Night Scream, he realized he needed to kill everyone.
Paul, I see where you're going with that. No, fuck you. That's terrible.
So insensitive.
Just like the
Night
show.
Scream was a fucking
Aw,
douche.
I said positive, God damn it. Anyways, now you will fulfill the mandated
The
2 to
obligation.
3 positive things about the show each. But no, if
Okay.
I mean, we've already talked about how great the first episode is, and it is. It's really good, really well done. It sets you off on the right direction for the rest of the show. It literally has the central conflict shown to you, not told, shown to you, and then they talk about it in more detail later, which is a great way of doing that. So that was great. I will say personally, I really think it was a missed opportunity not to give Optimus a new mode after season 1 ended. Because when he basically ceases to exist and then magically gets brought back into existence by the Oracle, I think
Oh,
he
you mean
should
like
have
how they
looked
did with quote unquote Beast Wars?
well, like with like the entire cast, sometimes multiple times in Beast Wars. There are people who had 3 forms over the course of that show, and they all
Optimus was one of
because
them.
Optimus was one of them. Yeah, he had fucking 3 whole different modes, 3 whole different forms, some with multiple modes. But the idea of transformation, of change, of reflecting in a person's design the change in their character, or of foreshadowing a character change with a transformation, like that would have been great. I find it weird they chose very specifically not to. I don't know if maybe at that point we were talking about like budget. If told no, you can't. We've already produced the
Oh,
toys, so you have to keep him looking like that because you'll screw up our brand representation. Because remember, this is a time of
So much.
syndicated television, so we're talking week to week, month to month, and then maybe reruns. Not you can just binge it, so you can change the character every episode. We don't care as long as the audience sees them all and it stays popular. That's all we care about. So you couldn't just do that. Back then, you had to reinforce, repeat yourself, and that's part of the cadence of older TV because of that.
so you know what they definitely kept showing based on budget?
The transformation sequence,
No,
like any good
well,
anime.
besides the fact that they kept saying "I am transformed" until
Well,
the
except for
second
that, yeah.
season.
And then
Yeah.
they skipped it in season 2.
Yeah. No. Megatron.
Yeah, they really reuse
Yeah.
him putting on the coat, taking off the coat, putting on the coat, taking off the coat. Did you know that he puts on the coat and takes off the coat? Yeah, I was not aware, guys. Could you show that to
And
me again?
anytime that he got angry or
Yep.
overloaded, he would always do
Roar!
the
Then he
same
shoots a
dragon
fireball.
animation
And
over and over.
they
Yep.
really,
They
really got
just
their
cut it
mileage. Oh,
differently.
they really got their mileage out
They
of that.
literally cut it
Whew.
differently.
And
They
it's
did.
it's yeah, it's like straight from his wires coming off all the way to the dragon popping out. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
It's
same exact
even when
animation
he's
every
just
single
sitting
time.
there.
Yeah.
Even when
Not
he's
that I
just sitting
consider it
there.
terrible, but it is really funny that specifically they just kept reusing, and it's like, hey man, get that budget where you can.
I think I get why they did that though, because if you think about it, he wasn't in dragon form for very long in Beast Wars, and so it was probably
No,
just them
for
trying to
3
do what they
episodes.
can, and yeah, exactly. So
Like
it's
I
probably just
forget that
this
that's
trying
a
to get their
form for
best that they
him
can.
because it's so
Yeah,
short. I
yeah.
legitimately forget that that is even his form all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Although speaking of continuity, I really enjoyed that they kept Megatron's spark unique because at that point, his spark was weird. Even by the
Hmm.
standards of Beast Wars, which does a lot of weird stuff, Megatron's spark has gone through so many weird moments and changes, and he fused to Megatron and then he didn't, and then it's just so much stuff happened. The idea that his spark at this point is just this unique, weird thing
It's
makes
fueled
sense.
by hatred.
Yes, almost purely by hatred at this point. So this is going to be a bit of a tangent about writing, but go with me.
I'm going.
Paul might be lost for a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
because it does involve the very end of the
Motherfucker.
show and also a through line of some of it. But the way that they write the show, the final fight, one, it's actually really good. I would go look it up. The final fight between Megatron and Optimus is legitimately probably some of the
It's
best
the
action in the
entire
entire
episode.
show. And until the last
Yeah.
5 minutes. And then it's philosophically the debate between them, and that comes to an end. But that episode, watch the fight. It's really good. You don't have to watch the show. Just watch that fight. It's really cool, especially if you liked some of the fights in Beast Wars. It harkens back to a lot of the choreography they did there. It drops all of the pretense of Beast machines and just goes right back to the original. I also, side note before I get more into the writing thing, I don't like that Megatron, they just reuse Optimus's old body and slap Megatron in it. I get what they're going for
It was
writing
for
wise. I
irony
get Megatron
purposes.
doing it. But I would have liked to see something new, not a copy paste of a thing you already did. The show already missed an opportunity to reimagine Optimus and not just write him differently, but make him look different to show more change. Then at the end, they give everyone a super mode that is literally just a light in the middle of their chest. That's
Yep.
it. That's incredibly disappointing.
And then it goes
Then
away.
we and then it goes away. And then you get to the final fight and it's I get it. I do. I just if you could have done something, just make it different because at this point Megatron has 90% of this show been in the mode from Beast Wars with like a few extra added things. You throw the coat on and the robot arms and the helmety thing, but he's still just him underneath from Beast Wars. Then he loses that, is Savage for one episode, and immediately becomes Giant Head in the sky. Which, by the way, cool nod that the giant head transforms
Hmm.
into the original battle cruiser
I
of
thought it
the
was.
Decepticons.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought it was
That
that
was
was
that was
really cool.
fucking cool. Purely an Easter egg, but it was really fucking cool that they bothered to animate that because that took work. Really cool, spot on. Appreciate that. I just would have liked to see something unique that nods to it, but that he put it on and then he's like, I don't really like the way this feels, and then proceeded to morph it into something else. So it wasn't just literally Optimus's body with Megatron's head on
So
it.
Maybe
Like
they should
I
have
would have
just
liked to
done
see
the.
a little something extra because this is the big finale, the final fight. They are literally the only two like beings on the entire planet. Everything else is a drone. This is it.
so
This is the end. I would have liked to see
so with
something
Oh, I
else
that,
thought
there.
they would just use a G1 form.
no.
Go back to him having the G1
That
form.
would
So
have
they
been cool
say that
too.
it was for irony purposes. I also think it's one other thing.
I get it. I do.
Optimus at the end of Beast Wars was also only optimal Optimus for half of the last season as well. So they are getting their
Yes, he
money's worth.
was.
But not only that, what I thought was
They are.
really funny, and you can back me up on this, Will, not Paul. How many modes does Optimal Optimus have?
It
Four.
has a jet mode, a human mode, a monkey mode, which he explicitly says he
Mm-hmm.
removed. He says without that disgusting beast mode. So he removed that. There's only three. There's car, jet, and
Right. So the
robot.
Roadster. The Roadster you only see once in Beast Wars. Just
Yeah,
once.
and you see it once during the fight, which is really cool.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. So you only see him do the Roadster once. You also only see Beast Mode Optimal Optimus once in Beast Wars. Otherwise, it's just Robot
Hmm.
Mode or Jet Mode, right?
Yep.
So the
Yeah,
fact that they
flying
were
somewhere.
able to bring everything except the Beast Mode and actually use it in a very cool and long action sequence, I was completely
Yeah,
okay with. They were basically getting their money's worth
I
out of
know.
assets that they probably realized that they
Yeah.
had not been used very
Oh,
well.
they were very expensive
Yeah,
assets. They probably took a lot to build
yeah.
those because they also,
So
yeah.
I was
And I
okay
get
with
that.
it.
Again, I just, I'm like, finale, let's go super hard. And it's because at that point I was a little sad we didn't get that transformation for Optimus. We didn't get a second form for everybody else like they did in the previous show. So we didn't change all that much.
Hmm.
And I was really hoping for more of it. But I get why that probably didn't happen. It was probably a tap on the shoulder. Don't do that. Okay. And then move on with their lives. But more into the positive, the writing at the very, very end, last 5 minutes of the show. They're sitting there, they're debating. I don't like the way that that fight goes down because one, it's stupid. He has jets on his feet. That doesn't make sense. Two, beyond the he has jets, why doesn't he just fly? Beyond that argument, I think it would have narratively had more impact, and this is a disagreement between me and the writers. I think that moment would have meant more if you find out in the last 5 minutes that the Oracle basically f them both over and essentially goes, "Oh, you thought you were going to win. You will, but you're only going to win because you're both extensions of me. I needed him to learn how to fuse organic, to bring organic back to the planet. I needed him to learn to combine the two. I needed you to purify the traditional version and to, unfortunately, basically make everyone into sparks and then fuse to them so that I could show back in and then I could combine both of you and the core as it is now to truly bring Cybertron into its new future." And they both realize they've both been dancing to the whim of the Oracle, but it's not a bad thing. And surrendering, you have one who would never surrender their will, but won't admit that it turns out they've just been doing that the whole time. And then the other character, Optimus, who has surrendered himself, and his last goddamn line should have fucking been "till all are one," as he dies using literally all Transformers into the core of the planet and birthing his species, part two. How was
Hey,
that
Will.
not the line?
Will,
What?
I am going to need you to apply to mainframe
Why?
and let them know, hey, I just want to redo the last 5 minutes of Beast Machines.
Hey, could you?
Just the last. You don't have to change anything else. As much as I would like you to, you don't have to change anything else. Just give me this last. I have a really good idea.
It came to me as I was watching
you should
it.
do it.
Because I looked at that and I was like, I don't like how this fight, quote unquote, goes down. And then I realized, oh, part of the reason I don't like this is that doesn't narratively fulfill, and it would have probably been more fun to find out that the Oracle is playing both sides, and also that that's a bad thing, because the Oracle wanted Cybertron to not be only organic, it wanted a fusion, so it needed all of these biological components brought over, so it purposely messed with them to make that happen. It needed the planet to essentially reset itself, but because Transformers are all unique, independent beings, you needed essentially a villain to reset the planet by killing everyone, and then fusing them all together into himself, because he would do that, because of course he would, and then realize, oh, good, you've both fulfilled your task the way I needed it to happen. Don't worry, this is good. And then they're both mad. Megatron's still mad because it turns out he never had free will, which would be the ultimate F you in the face for someone, especially with how they write him in Beast Machines. He would hate that. To find out that being that much of a control freak was actually just dancing to the tune of someone else, and not only were you not in control, you 100% lacked most of your free will. That is one hell of a narrative, screw you. And then to find out that Optimus he was right. We should do this and then bring everyone together and fuse with the core of the planet to bring everything back. And then, of course, that season 3 would have been wild after that. But I think that last 5 minutes could have been done a little less like a shonen battle anime and a little more of a this series in particular leaned a little heavier into the philosophical idea of what makes you who you are. I'm not going to get into a debate over whether these are the people who should be having that discussion, because they are an American or Canadian studio writing with ideas of spirituality that are heavily based off of Indian, or as it is sometimes called, Eastern ideas of spirituality, spiritualism. The Transformers have always toyed with that, and I think it would have been fun to see that go a little harder, especially during the finale. Yes, it would have robbed the characters of agency, but it would have done it in a way that I would have found narratively fulfilling. That was what I was trying to say.
I have a question that I'd like to pose to Paul. Paul, what happens in the last 5 minutes of the series?
You are a terrible person.
What happens in the last 5 minutes of the series is that Sean gets up and realizes how much he loves Human Centipede and starts trying to blow up his own
Wow.
house.
That
I've
is
never seen that.
is actually a pretty solid, specific horror movie related burn from Paul. That's a good pull. I'll give him the other
I mean, I've never seen that, but I also cannot Ouroboros myself.
fair. I will give Paul the other half of a kudo. He is at 1 kudo for this episode. Good job, buddy.
Oh wow, it took him long enough.
All right.
You know what he could have
Says
used at
the
that
man
time?
at
Trying to get all
0
those
kudo.
kudos, watching the fucking ending.
Damn.
I am going to. I actually do want to see the ending. This is actually. I did not like. Okay,
It's
I will
not
say
him.
this. I'll say this. As a kid, when the show first came out, 5 minutes into it, I turned it off and did not
Ooh,
go back to it.
wow, that is a harsh reaction.
To be fair, though, that's a very fair
Yeah,
observation.
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're
No,
a kid.
that's this.
When
This
you're
isn't the
in
thing
love
I
with
was
Beast Wars
watching.
and you go into that as a kid.
Yeah, especially with just the art style. That's a hard switch. That is not.
Okay,
It's not light.
and I'm going to admit, seeing that Rat Trap survived and that they didn't, seeing that Rat Trap was still there.
Rat Trap makes it with Botanica. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, there are a couple. There's 2 confirmed couples. One of them
I can
is
see
the
that.
couple from the first show, and then this one is Rap,
Uh,
who we have
You would have
confirmed
actually seen the whole thing
goes
play out
to
if you
strip
actually watched
clubs.
it, but it's okay.
makes it with the hot
I-
scientist chick.
It would have made me hate Rat Trap even.
Wow. Ooh.
It would have made me hate Rat Trap
Hot
even
takes.
more. I didn't like Rat Trap during Beast
Wow.
Wars.
What?
I thought he was an annoying ass character. Halfway, it took me
Yeah, what's a pred?
till
Oh, he's a
season
pred.
2. It took me till the second season of Beast Wars to actually like him,
Wow.
and that is tolerating
Wow.
him. And in Beast Machines, every ounce of goodwill and good faith I had for him disappeared in a minute of him opening up his fucking mouth and acting like the old Rat Trap who would leave everyone to die.
Hmm.
And the fact that this series, it took him fucking up so much that he realizes, oh, I actually need to keep the people around me alive for him to realize he can transform.
That is not. That's not what happened.
Oh, sorry. He saw that.
I don't think you interpreted it correctly. He did
All I
not
know is-
learn how to transform until he realized that he needed to be one with himself to the point where he thought he could actually be a good support character, that he thought he could be a good supporting role. Once he finally actually did manage to fully manifest, that's when he realized, wow, I still have a shit body. I am still shit at everything else. And that's why they did that awful episode that they did. But after that, he finally grew into his own.
And
Season 2, he's
and
actually
that's-
decent.
He's okay. Yes, he is decent because we have one character who takes all the fucking hate off of him.
Tankor?
Ooh.
No,
Should we
I
talk
actually
about
liked
that?
Tankor. I will say this. I liked the flip for Tankor, and I do enjoy the fact that.
So here's my
Megatron
dissertation as to
basically
why
flips
you're
him.
wrong.
Oh no, he has a dissertation.
Okay,
He really doesn't like that. That's Rhinox.
enjoyed Tankor. Well, I did not like him being Rhinox. I think that made no goddamn
There it is.
sense.
Oh, it made
do
sense.
Think that,
It-
it made sense because
Don't backpedal, fight me on this.
So-
I don't fucking okay. All right, I hated that they. I could see why they used Rhinox because
Because of that
made
one
sense
episode. Well, it made
character-wise.
sense because of the one episode they made Rhinox into basically a Decepticon, and he proceeded to be better than all of them and almost win the Beast Wars on his own.
Yes.
I just think that using how they ended it kind of made me feel like how Megatron has been depicted so far has been. He seemed goofy all the way up until that final episode, and him
What?
going, "Oh, I knew you were trying to manipulate me this whole time. That's how I was manipulating you."
Wait,
Oh,
what are you
okay.
talking about?
how Tankor kept thinking that he was manipulating Megatron into creating the freaking uh, techno beam bullshit, the Sigma key.
Okay. You had me confused because I'm like, what the fuck are you just saying Megatron only? What the
Yeah,
fuck? Okay.
Yes, he kept thinking that he was manipulating
but it
Megatron
turned out that
and
Megatron was
into doing
manipulating him
things
because Megatron needed to find Vector Sigma
into
and he
doing.
couldn't, so he used Tankor to be independent and to find his way over there. Which one tells him? He's like, "Oh yeah, I was just using you."
And
I'm not gonna lie, that's not bad writing though.
No,
no, it's not. It's just it
Here's
how
the
they
problem
had
with
Tankor
Tankor.
go.
If you don't
Go
mind
ahead.
me, because it sounds like you're getting kind of jumbled there, and you're not
It
fully
just
able to
wasn't.
articulate. And I wanted to make sure that I can have
It
a better
just it
understanding.
was good and it sucked at the same time.
Yes,
That's all I'm gonna say. It was good and it sucked at the same time.
yes,
That's
you're
all.
absolutely right. So let's talk about Tankor, the way that he is brought up, and how you find out that he's Rhinox. So
Oh,
Megatron
I knew he was
decides that he wants
Rhinox
to
right
make
off
three
the bat.
generals, right? He ends up pulling out three different sparks. You think that they're just random sparks at first. You don't
yep,
know what's going on.
yep,
All of a sudden, now he has three generals who are very highly profiled, who are also mainly shit at their job for the most part.
like a
Um,
Saturday morning cartoon, because it
yeah,
was.
pretty much. But the first person that they actually look into, trying to say, hey, this one has a spark. I have an idea. Let's go ahead and find out who's inside this spark. And then they
Hmm.
end up trying to override Tankor for various reasons. And Rat Trap, in doing so, ends up finding out through his memory banks that Tankor is actually Rhinox. And once he unlocks that memory, all of a sudden Tankor is now Rhinox. And he was busy playing a part that he was just accepting at that point.
He
So
was, in
my
his words, he was
issue,
kind of trapped behind the Tankor programming because
right, like a
Megatron
firewall,
reprogrammed
basically.
them. Yeah, he
Yeah,
basically firewalled off their original personality, rogue ones, and then that's technically Megatron's equivalent of reformatting, but he just rewrites. He
but
overwrites the original and shoves you to the side.
and so it also kind of explains Silverbolt to a degree because Silverbolt,
Yes.
he specifically says, "Yes, I was Jetstorm, and it's not the fact that I, was forced to do these things. It's the fact that I did these things and I didn't hate doing it." So
Mm-hmm.
the way that I see it, and this is my own headcanon at this point because they don't really fully explain it. When
No.
Megatron develops that code in order for the overwriting, he basically ends up allowing them to see that spark of evil, so to speak, to the point where, don't you like it? You like that little taste? You want a little more? And when he can finally unleash them as their own entity within that particular bot, then he could actually go ahead and say, all right, you're your own thing now. Even though you're still my subordinate, you're your own thing. You're still going to be evil because you relish it now. This is you. This is exactly what you want to be. And that's exactly what happened to Rhinox, except Rhinox decided, well, not only that, but I'm going to go full pred. And I'm just going to go ahead and,
Yep.
try to overthrow everything. The problem with that scenario, though, is that they kill him off twice.
Yep.
Rhinox supposedly kills himself off, through some grand theatrics, and then
Hmm.
he gets offed again, and it's so unceremonious that
Yeah.
it's
He
literally
just
just a
dies.
blip. Yeah,
He just
and
dies.
Yeah.
then Optimus is like, "Yeah, I don't feel his spark anymore. I guess he's gone now." There's like no ceremony. There's like
Yep.
nothing. It's just he's gone. You never see him or
They're
hear
just like,
about
oh,
him ever
he's
again.
dead now. Yep, until the very end when everybody is shown again because that's how Transformers work. But
Yeah, and it's just it had a lot of potential to it. I think that they put more explanation into it as to why he just suddenly decided, "Oh, I like the way that Megatron thinks. I think this is a good way to go." You know what I'm saying? Nudge, nudge. It's all they did was just say, "Yeah, I like this." They didn't give any actual forethought into it as to why he, suddenly agreed to it. The other thing
I
is,
actually have a point to that when you're done explaining. I think I have a bit of an explanation. Not that they went through the effort of giving one, but thing occurred to me while you were talking about it.
well, go ahead.
Oh, so I'm just going to say, think of this as an allegory for brainwashing. He takes the original Spark, the original program, personality, all that jazz, and he goes, okay, I want them to be independent. I'm not going to write an entirely new everything. because that would be pointless. I have drones. If I wanted to do that, I would just use a drone. I'd have that now. I need them to be more individualistic, more like what they were. But you know what I don't want? I don't want them to A, turn against me, so I'm going to drop all the old memories. Those are gone. I want them to want to be violent and evil and overbearing. I want all of those evil is technically just perspective, but I want all of those negative traits, the aggressive, the violent ones. I need those amplified. I'm going to turn them all up. And then I'm going to essentially white noise their memory so that it's scrubbed mostly away. Turn up the input for all of these traits. Turn down the input for things like being calm, empathizing. Going to turn down or remove all of those. And all you're left with is a violent, callous creature through no fault of its own. But the characters, and this is true for Silverbolt and Rhinox, when he died and Optimus and him talk in essentially Transformer Afterlife, Rhinox didn't realize that's what happened to him. He says, I came to terms with, what occurred and the choices I made. He did have more free will than Silverbolt and Waspinator, but he was still damaged and not acknowledging the damage and the trauma and how he had been
Mm-hmm.
altered against his will. So
Sorry, I'm
just blames himself straight up the whole time, never even thinks to go, this was done to me, I am a victim. He never thinks of himself as a victim, and as such, he never accepts he was forced to be like that. He thinks, oh, that was in me as an impulse, makes me a bad person, which ironically makes him really close to his original character in Beast Wars, who was very cut and dry, good, bad, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they played it up for laughs and they wrote it that way. But that actually fits in really well with that kind of person who cannot see an area of gray. There is no area of gray. You are good or evil. I did bad things. I did not think those impulses were negative, despite the fact that you were forced to do those things, forced to feel that way, made to be that way. No, you don't even consider Megatron's input here, and he blames himself for those inputs, for impulses existing at all. And so he never heals beyond that in the entire show. Even at the very end, he doesn't. He can finally get past it because they're no longer in active combat, but like he never has that realization, so technically he's still kind of stuck. But he is a tiny step closer in that the show ends and he acknowledges, now that the war is over, I can concentrate on us, essentially. And by doing that, that will
You mean
probably
Silverbolt?
eventually allow him to get there. But he never does.
Just to make sure, you mean Silverbolt?
Yeah, Silverbolt.
Okay, because
Rhinox and
we were
Tankor are
talking
dead
about
the whole
Rhinox,
time.
and then it just.
Because they're the same. The two of them, Waspinator is just off in a corner. We never did anything with him. But Rhinox and Silverbolt are the same thing. The difference is how things played out, and then one of them dies and in the afterlife gets the clarity they never had while here, which is, oh, I had those impulses, but that doesn't mean that I am a monster. He knew those there. He knows that if you turn off empathy, caring about other people, all of that stuff. He knows that if you turn that off, Rhinox becomes a villain very quickly and becomes also really good at it because they showed that in Beast Wars. And that's what this entire Tankor arc harkens back to. And that's what Megatron did. And he turned all that off and he knew, or probably figured, eventually Rhinox will break free some means, and he was right. Even if they hadn't revealed it and like broken the firewall or whatever you want to call it, Rhinox would have eventually asserted enough control internally to take over the Tankor mode and be like, that's not me, I am me, push that to the side, and then be the villain that Megatron wanted him to be, so that he had an antagonistic force that still had an agenda of putting technology and robots first. Me. He still had that. I think
I'm good with
I
that
like that
explanation.
explanation. It occurred to me when you were talking about it, and I do agree. They really don't flesh that out because that is a lot of explaining and mental gymnastics to go through. But I do think that you can apply that to both of those characters. I just really would have liked to see it on screen. I would have liked to see that
See,
expressed.
look at that. Rhinox isn't the worst part of this
No,
show.
you have both picked the worst part of this show. It hasn't. And I feel bad for it. I feel like I should tell it to cover its ears. They can't hurt you if you can't hear the words they're saying.
I mean, he screams
He's
enough,
just a
so why
child. Let the child live.
Child needs to go down.
Jesus.
He needs to get shot in the back.
Every time that he got shot, Paul felt a spark of joy in his heart.
Every time that his spark gets shot, he gains a new spark for himself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was
I-
just such a shitty
I know.
character.
I know. Did you have anything you wanted to add to that, Sean?
And then he got a boy and his dog. But anyways,
Because I know you were talking about something. It's just that occurred to me while we were talking about it, and I feel like that filled in a lot of the blanks for that season.
I mean, again, it also comes down to execution.
Yeah.
Season 1 is still by far the weakest season. Season 2 is much stronger.
Yeah.
It does still have a few things that it needs. Well, can't say that it needs.
Hey,
to
I
be
mean,
worked on, but
this
could have
20-year-old
been worked
show
on.
that is no longer being produced definitely needs to work on season 3 before they release.
Good lord, it's that old. Why did you say that?
I'm probably underestimating it, but yeah.
But yeah, season 2 is definitely better. My one gripe about the ending was that it basically just pandered to fan service fluff at the end. Which, granted, I wanted to see Silverbolt back to normal because I wanted him to say his weird,
Oh, dark
lovey-dovey
poison of
stuff
my
that-
heart. Oh, when he first transforms
Which
into
I'm-
Silverbolt and
when he-
says that, and my brain goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, I have missed that. I have missed your ridiculously goofy
Yeah.
Shakespearean
I
lines."
was
so
I
happy
forgot
with
how
that.
goofy
When-
you are. Never changed.
When he says it as Jetstorm, I'm like,
Yeah,
this
no,
is
when he
amazing.
did it as Jetstorm, I was like,
Yes,
ooh,
it was
there's a
so
reason
good.
Jetstorm was the most fun. Oh,
Yeah.
and then it goes away.
Oh, speaking of, I already mentioned this to Will earlier. Paul, do you know who voiced Jetstorm without looking him up?
No.
The original voice of Vegeta.
Yeah, from Ocean Dub. It's over 9,000. That one.
Oh, such a good
Rock the
man.
Dragon.
And you can't
Gave us
even
so
tell that
much.
it's him.
Uh-huh. I can't tell. I could barely tell it
Yeah.
was Silverbolt, because
You really
Silverbolt
can't
and
tell.
Jetstorm are the same voice actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's wild to me.
And going back to Gundam real quick. So with me watching original Gundam, there is a lieutenant on the ship. I already forgot his name.
He's
'cause
not.
he's not there
No,
very
not a
long.
main character. He's
Um,
just there.
But he's an older injured lieutenant who's basically bossing Bright around, and he has a very gruff voice.
I was
I'm
the
like,
captain.
He was the captain.
I don't think it was the captain because he wasn't on for very long.
Yeah, he dies halfway through.
He hasn't died yet from where I was.
Oh.
But at this point, because you made me lose my train of thought, you motherfucker. It's the voice of Rat Trap, but with a very deep, gruff voice that's like halfway between Rat Trap and Dinobot. It's like, oh shit, you can tell.
And they are
Oh,
the
man,
same
yeah,
voice
he's
actor
got that.
too. Rat Trap and Dinobot are the same guy,
Yeah.
which is so weird. It's
Yeah.
such a weird one too. And they had him talk to himself for multiple
so cool.
episodes.
Yeah, Vermin.
Oh, it's real Rick and Morty right there.
Let me hear your Dinobot impressions real quick. I want to hear your Dinobot impressions.
There you go.
Dinobot!
Damn it, Paul. Let Will do it because I
Oh,
didn't hear him.
It's that snarly snort he does that like that.
Oh, well, now I'm disappointed. That was like that episode. That was a nothing episode.
Let me see if I can.
Vermin.
That's a rough voice. Let me see if I can do that. So Dinobot was like, well,
Yes.
okay, we never got that. We're not going to talk. That just makes me sad. It hurts me that we didn't get Goofy
No.
Megatron. I loved Goofy Megatron, who acted like a cartoon villain.
But that was part of his beast form. He
No, he
was
wasn't.
only goofy because
He was
had
goofy in
beast
his-
form and he didn't want to be
He
the goofy
pet
guy.
his beast head left hand thing and brushed its teeth while saying yes and had a rubber ducky.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's because he was accepting of his beast form.
He accepted he was the apex predator.
Oh, nope, I can't do it.
You
That
sounded
hurts.
like you sound like somebody I don't want to meet in a back alley
No, I can't
near
do it. No.
near
Back out.
No, I can't
near
do that.
Children's
Eric.
Hospital.
I can't get the Dinobot sound. That's too.
Which one?
It. I can feel my vocal cords pulling, and I can't hit that. Maybe if I was fresher, but my voice is not there after talking to you guys so much.
Dinobot.
Yeah,
Maximize.
it
I couldn't
hurts.
do that either, but it was close enough. I also don't want to be so loud considering it's late at night. So yeah, show's not
Yeah.
terrible. I enjoy it, and talking about it made me appreciate the Rhinox
Ah,
storyline a little bit more, even though it wasn't fleshed out completely.
yeah, but
I appreciate it more.
A lot of the
yeah,
show
this
needed to
feels
be
like the kind
fleshed
of
out.
show where there was
Yeah.
background stuff.
Normal
Looking at
development.
it as an adult, this is the kind of thing where I'm like, there's a lot of crap going on behind the scenes, probably. I'm guessing a lot of like pushing and shoving and
Mm-hmm.
potentially even like throwing the word "you guys are going to be canceled if you don't change blank" around a bunch, which is why
Hasbro walks in. You guys don't got the touch.
you got the touch, we got the power. This.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that is. I could see that being a line used in an email. You got the touch, we got the power. Change episode 4, and you're like, okay, okay. They're quoting the own show.
And then someone else comes in after watching Grow and Log on. Like, row, fight the power.
Yeah. Some intern sitting in a corner
Oh,
watching pirated episodes of Gurren Lagann while working on this show.
I
Mm-mm.
mean, it wasn't even out then, so unless they decide that they want to
I
work on the final
mean,
5 minutes,
well,
like I
okay.
suggested.
If we want to look up some CG artists on YouTube and then float an idea to them and be like, I don't have the money to pay any of you, and I hate saying that, but if you guys want a project for funsies, how about we come together on this one?
Well, I have other creative ventures that I'm working on. I'm gonna have to pass.
Yeah, I will write that up for you and see if I can make it look good.
But all in all, for 2.5, no, I'm sorry, for a season and a half, what'd you think, Paul?
for what it is, it was pretty good. It gave me vibes from when I was watching Transformers Armada with the drones. They reminded me of the Decepticons from no, it's not Armada from Prime.
I was about ready to
I
say
was
you
I was a little
motherfucker.
Prime.
confused by
It gave
that
me
poll, but I was
it
waiting
gave
for you
me
to get
vibes
there.
of
I
Prime.
was like, what? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
it
see
gave
that.
me the
Yeah, yeah.
drones gave me vibes from
The
Prime.
nameless Decepticons
Uh,
who just get absolutely trashed every episode. Poor bastards. Poor bastards.
but they still had an interesting
By the
design.
way, the difference being the drones are soulless. Each one of those Decepticons that died had a family. The Auto Monsters.
Yep, yep.
Just saying. Just saying.
Like,
There are no winners in war. There are only survivors. Oh fuck, are we back on a Gundam kick? Whoops.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and use your soul to power my extra overclocking ability.
Oh, is this the robot that died?
I
If
will
we can
say
bring it back
this.
to life, if I shove a crystal in its chest and electrocute it for 3 days, let's do that. God, Prime is such a fucked up
You ever want a
show.
pet dog that turns into a pet
Uh,
dragon?
Transformers Prime is such a messed up show.
God, that I'll say
The
this.
dog dragon was cool.
I'll
I
say
felt like they didn't know what they wanted to do with
Beast.
it, but it was cool.
You know,
That was called a beast morpher,
Is
Beast.
that
sir.
what it's called?
Beast Machines was
Yeah.
Beast Machines was interesting. I'm gonna finish it. I just don't think.
I'm gonna pause you right there.
On-
Did you finish Beast Wars?
Yes, I actually
Hmm?
went back and finished.
Oh,
Beast
good.
Wars.
So I don't have to hold that against you anymore.
Yeah, I did
Oh,
go
we're
back
so
and finish
good.
Beast Wars. My biggest thing is my biggest issue was it literally feels like someone said, "Oh, someone's trying to name drop on one of their friends." It's literally that's how I feel this series comes across whenever it references Beast Wars. It feels like it's trying to name
Oh.
drop Beast Wars and how good it was compared to
So like
what
it's
it's doing.
forcefully
Like,
dragging
it's like, oh
the
yeah,
hey, remember Beast Wars? Nudge, nudge. Hey, remember? Nudge, nudge. Like it's trying to pull that out of the.
Hey, remember Beast Wars?
Yeah.
It ain't like the old Beast Wars.
yeah. Like it knows it can't stand on its own 2 feet, so it
Yeah.
has
Like a
to
cheater.
bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to bring up Beast Wars to do it.
Do not do Family Guy here. No, I will boot you from this. I will boot you from your own episode.
But
Will.
Sean, why?
Yeah, but that was just my take. It feels like they were trying to they knew they couldn't stand on their own 2 feet, so they needed to name drop the more popular series constantly so people would know that they were
could
also
see that.
in that.
Awesome. Well,
Well,
your
I could
take was
see that.
garbage.
I could
Will.
also see them name dropping Beast Wars as a way of trying to draw a line between the two, where they're like, Beast Wars, by the way, that's not us. Beast Wars, not us. Beast Wars, not this show. Trying to draw that line because I'm pretty sure that even with the nascent Like, it's not what it is now, where you can literally go talk directly to the writer of an episode as it airs. And people have done that, and there are shows actively doing that, where an episode will come out and the writer will just sit on social media and have a conversation with fans as it's airing, as it comes out. And then for like 2 hours after, they're just like going back and forth and talking about it, which is wild. That is a thing that can happen now, but even back then, I can pretty much guarantee that there were people going online, posting about it, talking about it, and that's after the uphill battle that Beast Wars had to fight, being the weird, very weird, and strange Transformers show that it was, and all the chances that it took, and succeeded in a lot of them. After that, Beast Machines comes out, and I could see like that reaction, because I've had it too, where you go directly from one to the other, not being great, and resulting in a lot of them wanting to kind of put up that wall and say, okay, I get that. Yeah, Beast Wars. That's not this. This is not Beast Wars. Stop saying that. That's not this show. Go back and watch that show if that's what you really want. Like that conversation, the cyclical conversation that occurs whenever something gets reimagined, rebooted, remade. You always have that, well, it's not the original, and it's like, if you care that much about the original, just go enjoy that. This is going to be at least partly different, because of course it is. This is not that. Like, if you care that much that it should never change and be preserved in amber, then just go enjoy that. So I can see the writers and some of the frustration and people on the show probably that coming through. It definitely happened, brought it up already, in Evangelion. There are parts of that show's writing directly in response to the fans from the creator. So it's a thing, the final movie
Well, the
is
entire
basically just
final
a
movie of the
response to
original run.
fans. Yes, it is. 100%. Don't read it
Giant
literal.
FU.
Read it as a metaphorical. They are talking to the audience. You, well, maybe not you, but they're talking to the audience. It's the writer speaking through their world.
No, but explicitly you.
Well, oh, yes, explicitly you, Steve. He saw you. He saw what you did, and just that's how it works.
Paul, I'm gonna
And
tell you at the very end, it's all sunshine and rainbows. Literally. And
literally,
you're missing out on it.
literally that. It is a wild
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah, I can't get past the entire Ray and Shinji's dad stuff.
I was talking about Beast Machines.
Oh yeah, there is no happy ending for Evangelion. It has no ending.
Yes,
I'm
there
pretty
is.
no. Ano is going to make another set of 4 or 5 movies
Motherfucker, no,
in
no, no,
5
no.
to 6
It ended
years.
with the 4th rebuild movie.
No,
We do not
he's
need
gonna
any
make a
more.
rebuild. He's gonna
Yeah,
call
it's
it.
called Gquuuuuux.
It's gonna be called Evangelion rebuild part
I'm
3.
done. I'm
The
fucking
first
done.
one.
No. Stop. Stop.
Don't even tell me that sounds weird. I'm just describing Ano. But my final thoughts.
He'll make Shin Kamen Rider too.
A the I don't know if he can, but
That threw you off.
I mean, weirdly, I liked it, but I get why people don't. That's a whole other conversation. We should probably have on Toku for 2, but I need to watch your response first.
You still, motherfucker.
It's long.
Now the anger and ire will be towards you for only 2 seconds.
My final thoughts on Beast Machines, actually coming back to what we should be tying up, is essentially that. I see a lot of, like with Beast Wars, there's a lot of good ideas, a lot of things that I really would have liked to see them explore. I genuinely, honestly think they didn't know what to do with Savage Noble after the Megatron reveal of that episode. I think they brought it back because they're like, wouldn't it be wild if we did that? And they did it and proceed to basically sit in the writing room and go, I got nothing. What do you guys got? Why are all these pieces of paper blank? Why don't we have any? Oh, crap. And then somebody goes, maybe we should have left him dead. Yeah, we get that, but it already aired. Like, I feel like that's what happened, because if you think about what Savage Noble represents, a truly only biological organism, not technological in any way, born on Cybertron with its own will, not tied to a spark. It is essentially either a horrifying abomination or something so singular that it is entirely unique, and then they
Oh
proceed
my
to just let
god,
it
I
die.
just realized why it's in Casper.
What? Oh yeah,
Because it's
it's in
dead.
Casper because it died. Holy crap! I didn't get that. That's funny. That's really funny.
Fuck.
That's a dark joke. I kind of want to shake the hand of the person who came up with that on the team and be like, "You, good job." That's so dark. Oh, that's so good.
God
That's
damn
so
it.
good.
Uh,
Some animator was
I hate myself.
really tired one night, and then like, what are we gonna do? We got to build this model, and then they went, "Hey, you remember that weird wolf guy we made?" And they're like, "The one that turned into the dragon? Yeah, not the dragon part, the wolfy part. That's a good idea. We should use that. Did he die?" And they just laughed for like 10 minutes and wiped the tears away. I see that as the conversation. Oh, it's
That's
so
funny.
funny.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I see it as a lot of ideas, and unfortunately, with Beast Wars, most of the ideas kind of went somewhere. I do. It's weird. I look at Beast Wars and like I would have really liked to see more serious meditations on some of the ideas they present, and then the opposite is true for Beast Machines, where they just went like 100% serious on all of it. And I think that you have to strike that balance. I would have liked to see a little more leaning into some of the ideas presented in Beast Wars, and then I would have like to see a little more dialing back of how serious the characters take their world, because at the end of the day, they still have to get up tomorrow and like try. So as depressing and
Mm-hmm.
oppressive as that story is for Beast Machines, where it is literally 7 people alone on a planet with no other living sentient creature anywhere except for 3 that are shooting at them and a 4th one that is telling them to be shot at. That's it. And that is a very, very dark place to put a show, so the level of seriousness works.
So what
This
you're
is also
saying
why there was
is
no sunlight in the entire show.
so what you're saying is the tagline for this show should be Beast Machines get shot
No,
at.
it should be Beast Machines. This ain't your daddy's Beast War. Should be that.
That's really sexual.
Okay,
Let's
this
change
ain't your
that.
father's war. I mean, if that's a little too, but
No, no, no. Let's do it a different way. Beast Machines. We all about that beast, baby.
what? How is that? How is that
No,
less
no, no.
sexual? You
That
sound
was
like you're trying to
terrible.
make a pickup line. Was that written by Austin
I was eventually
Powers?
going to try to lead to a
No.
donkey show,
Was
but
that
I
written
wasn't
by
sure where
Austin
to go from
Powers?
there.
Yeah, baby, Beast Machines like that.
It's one of
All you can say is Beast Machine. Let's get your techno organic on.
That felt.
Beast Machine. Shut your trap, Brett.
Oh, I would have. I really wish this show had subtitles on their episodes, where it was like the name of the episode, and then it just said like, AKA, shut your trap, rat. And then just
Yeah, like just to have
oh,
those little different like
that would have been
episode bylines or
fun.
some
Just
shit.
silly little asides where
The only way that they could have had comedy in the
yeah,
show.
that was and again, it's like that's the one thing. Like this show has basically zero
What?
comedy.
Jetstorm gave
Yeah,
us comedy.
and he
Jetstorm gave us
died for that
comedy.
sin.
Yeah. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Shut the fuck up.
Hey, Silverbolt. Yeah, that lady loves you. No, I do not deserve love. Oh my God, get the Bruce Wayne out of his head, please. If his episode has Dark
I
Knight
did
in the
so many bad
title,
things.
you can lean off the gas. It's okay. He's not even a bat. The emo kid is.
And the emo kid is even worse.
The emo kid expresses more joy than the vulture, which, I mean, I guess, but
Like
vultures aren't
1%.
sad. They just get
1%.
stuff. I mean, so do we. I don't know. I feel like we've lost the plot a little, but what are your final
So did the
thoughts,
show, but
Sean?
anyways.
Jesus. Now we're into one-line zingers.
Yeah. I'm just a repeat. Just because, syndication. I got nothing else. I'm tapped out.
Yeah. No, I didn't
Oh.
dislike this run through the show. I don't know that I'll do it again anytime soon, but I do kind of want to go back now and write that 5 minutes of the series. Damn it.
Well, on that note, did you guys have a good time this evening?
I would like to ask the two of you, did you feel joy? Did it spark
God
joy
fucking
in you?
damn it.
Woo, boy.
Hearing Sean
Paul,
say
no,
goddamn
don't
multiple
respond to him.
times,
Don't give in to his whim.
multiple times. It just It made me want to keep
Yeah.
it on.
So good. I really enjoyed it. I would say it sparked joy within me. How about you, Sean? Did you enjoy your time
I'm
with the
not giving
machines?
you any kind of semblance of an answer for that, you piece of shit.
I will see you gentlemen again in a week for big
Wait,
mecha, but not
wait, wait.
huge.
What are we reviewing next week?
Oh, next week will be a Transformers episode where we watch the entirety of the original show and give our thoughts on every
Damn
episode.
right, Paul better
It will
watch
be
it.
a 12 to 13 hour long special. It's going to be broken into a few pieces. It'll be phenomenal. Uh,
Um,
but
uh,
yeah, stick with us for every episode of the original show, critiqued one after another.
So,
I'm gonna
anyways,
be
that's
sick
on the
next
docket,
week.
but that's not next week.
Oh, I guess that was I didn't read far enough on the document. My bad. So actually, I guess it's going to be just one Transformers film, not all of season G1. Okay, that makes more sense. The so we're going to be watching the what was that one called? Not
Number
is it Last
4.
Night? Is it called Last Night?
No, it's Age of Extinction.
Age of Extinction. Last Night is number 5. Okay, so we're
Correct.
going to be watching Age of Extinction. We'll be discussing it. Only Age of Extinction? We're not going to do 4 and 5
No,
or
we'll do
anything like
5 the
that?
week after.
Okay, and then we will also do Gquuuuuux, the newest episode for
I
that. So we're going to be
am
talking about.
considering splitting Gquuuuuux into its own separate recording from here on out until we come back for the next season. So,
True, because, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I get what you're thinking on that. That makes sense.
yeah. So we might have to
It's
do a little
also,
bit earlier recordings if we happen to have other people
yeah,
join us.
yeah,
But now we're
depending on
talking
how this
behind the
goes.
scenes, so
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, also, just the Gquuuuuux might be broken off into its own thing as we go forward, partly because the show is also getting a little more, there's more stuff happening, so it's not just us watching a thing in isolation. There's now context for stuff. There's going to be a lot more prediction. There's a lot more for us to try and pull from. Clearly, we were right about a bunch, which is good because that means we're thinking along the lines of what they're writing. So we might get some cool stuff, well, more cool stuff coming up, and our predictions might get a little more interesting and spicy as we move forward. So,
I have a idea
yeah.
as to how we can approach this. So we'll discuss it once we're
hmm
done.
But next time will be Transformers, and then a bit of a break for recording of some of the other stuff. I believe there's one more special after that, or
Nope, that'll be it for the season.
that'll be the official end for this season of our show. I have enjoyed this evening.
Can I
Believe
do
that.
the sign off? I have an idea.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for listening. Paul, do you have anything you'd like to impart before our sign
You
off?
better fucking not.
So rude.
I'm Cheetor. What do you expect?
Go back to first iteration Cheeto, or where
not
you were
Cheeto,
nice.
you're freaking,
I
freaking
I'm even okay
white
with
screen.
I'm
That's
even
all you
okay
are.
with weird territorial teenager Cheetor where he was like 16 at the end of the show. Even though
Hitting on Black
yeah,
Arachnia.
and
Yeah.
thinking he had a chance, and Black Arachnia being like cute and moving on. No time of day.
But I guess all I have to say now is we are transformed.
Wah, wah, wah. Where is it?